Today I'll be showing you how to properly do the maintenance and cleaning on your paintball marker. I'll be working on the 2012 Spyder Victor. The following steps also work on the Aggressor, Xtra, and MR100. Keep in mind when working on the MR100 that you need to remove the stock so you can get to the rear internals. So what you want to do is go ahead and take the set screw that locks the stock in place, loosen that up so it comes off, and then you should be able to remove the stock. First, what you want to do is go ahead and remove the barrel. To remove the barrel, unscrew it counterclockwise until you feel it loosen up, and then go ahead and slide it out. Once you have the barrel off, go ahead and set that aside, and we'll come back to that later. Now what you'll want to do is go ahead and remove the striker plug. To unscrew the striker plug, what you'll want to do is unscrew counterclockwise. Once you have the striker plug loose, you can go ahead and remove that, set it down. Then what you'll want to do is also remove the spring. And you want to pull up on the top cocky knob so you can slide the bolt out the rear. Once sliding the bolt out, now we can remove the striker. To remove the striker, what you can do is actually have the gun in a hammering motion into the palm of your hand so the striker slides out. Once the striker's out, you'll have the actual main striker and the striker buffer. So go ahead and set those aside. What you'll want to do is inspect the internals of the marker. So you want to be able to see through the top chamber and through the bottom chamber. If the top-bottom chamber looks dirty, what you'll want to do is go ahead and grab a battle swab squeegee and insert that in the top chamber so it comes out the front, and repeat the process for the bottom, but instead of it coming out the front, you'll just stop and then go ahead and take that out. Once you have the internals clean, what you'll want to do is go ahead and clean out the parts. With the dry rag, go ahead and get the striker and wipe off any dirt, debris, or paint that might be on the striker. And what you'll want to do is also visually inspect the O-ring on the striker. Make sure that there's no cuts or nicks on the striker. Then you can wipe off the main bolt. So go ahead and wipe that down. And also inspect the O-rings on the bolt. Make sure that there's no nicks or scratches on either bolt. With the remaining parts, you can wipe those down from any excess dirt or oil that might be left over. Same with the spring. Once you have that done, what you want to do is go ahead and grab paintball gun oil or synthetic gun oil, and you want to put a drop or two on each O-ring for the striker and also on the bolt. With the excess oil, you can wipe it around with your finger and get it so it oils the complete O-ring. Now keep in mind when installing the striker and bolt that make sure when it's installed together that you do lock the top cocky knob into the striker. So when the top cocky knob is in the down position, it locks down inside into the striker. And I'll show you how to do that once it's installed into the gun. So what you want to do is go ahead and grab your striker, make sure that the O-ring front is facing towards the front and that the cutout hole for the top cocking pin is facing up towards the top chamber. So go ahead and insert that into the bottom chamber of the gun, making sure that the hole is facing upwards, and slide it in until it stops. Once it stops, what you want to do is with your thumb apply pressure and pull the trigger until the striker slides in. Once the striker slides in, what you can do is with your fingertip insert it until it stops. Once it stops, you can actually see that the cutout hole for the top cocky knob is facing up. So what you'll want to do is go ahead and grab your bolt and line up the pin so it locks into the striker. You know you have it locked in because the striker pin will be locked and it won't slide forward or back. And what you can do is apply pressure, pull the trigger to get it to slide all the way forward. Once you have it slidden all the way forward, go ahead and get your striker buffer, insert that in the bottom chamber. You can insert it flush. Then you'll grab your main spring and then the striker plug. Once you have that all put together, go ahead and slide in the striker plug till you grab the first thread and tighten that back on by screwing it clockwise. Once you have that tightened, what you want to do is test the mechanics of the marker by cocking it back, making sure it locks in the back position and pulling the trigger so it'll fire forward. Now what you also want to do is go ahead and bring the barrel back into play, grab your swab, and clean out the barrel also. Once you have your barrel cleaned out, you can go ahead and reinstall it onto the gun. Now for the MR100, the removal for the back internals are basically the same except for one part. The striker plug on the MR100 is actually held in by a disconnect pin. What you want to do is from the opposite end, push it with your fingertip so it pops up. With one hand, hold the plug because there is spring tension and pull out the pin. Once removing the pin, you can slide out the plug and repeat the process to remove the rear internals.